When Yuki and Hiroshi stepped into that Airbnb, they didn't realize they were stepping into someone else's story. One that hadn't ended yet. The house looked perfect in the photos, but inside, it felt watched. Every window had a curtain, but behind every curtain, a shadow. The air was heavy, humid, clinging to their skin like a second layer. Yuki, an artist, instinctively felt it. As she unpacked her brushes, she couldn't shake the feeling of being observed. Hiroshi, ever the practical engineer, just laughed it off. "Did you feel that? Like static, in the air?" she asked, her voice a little shaky. "Probably just jet lag," he replied, flicking a light switch. The bulb above them flickered, casting erratic shadows across the room. Just then, a faint creak echoed from upstairs, like someone shifting their weight. They both froze, but Hiroshi just smiled, trying to reassure her. Later that evening, as they were winding down, a text message came through from the Airbnb host. "Don't worry if you hear something tonight. The house makes noise." A strange message, but they laughed it off. Every old house makes noise, doesn't it? On the front porch, there seemed to be a pair of muddy work boots sitting by the front door. They weren't there before. 3:07 a.m. The silence of the night is broken by a soft metallic click, a key turning in a lock. Some sounds wake you gently, others pry you out of sleep like a knife. The bedroom door handle turns slowly, without a sound. A tall, thin man in work overalls steps inside, his face calm, illuminated only by the flashlight in his hand. "Hiroshi." "Someone's here," Yuki whispered, her heart pounding in her chest. The intruder's flashlight beam swept across her face. He didn't seem surprised to see them. "It's okay," he said, his voice eerily calm. "The host sent me to fix the bed." He didn't knock. He didn't hesitate. He simply entered. "Now? It's the middle of the night," Hiroshi said, sitting up, his voice a mix of confusion and alarm. The man smiled faintly. "Yes, best time. You won't make noise." There was something in his stare. Not hunger, not anger, but recognition, like he'd seen them before. Panicked, Hiroshi grabbed his phone and dialed the host, putting it on speaker. After 2 rings, a woman answered. "No one should be there." Her voice crackled through the speaker. "You're the only guests." Yuki's blood ran cold. The man was still in the room, smiling. Hiroshi turned back, his eyes wide with terror. But the man was gone. The next morning, pale sunlight did little to dispel the chilling atmosphere. Hiroshi, determined to find an explanation, inspected the house. He found muddy footprints leading to a corner of the living room rug. He pulled it back, revealing a hidden trapdoor. Every home has secrets. This one had a heartbeat beneath the floor. He lifted the heavy wooden door, and a wave of cold, damp air rushed up, carrying with it the faint, echoing sound of a Japanese nursery rhyme. "Someone's living down there," Yuki stammered. "Or something," Hiroshi replied, his face pale. Suddenly, Yuki's phone rang. It was the host's number again. Trembling, she answered. "You shouldn't have opened it," a voice said. But it was wrong. Slower. Wet, like someone speaking from underwater. Yuki dropped the phone in horror, and it clattered to the floor, the distorted voice repeating the same line on a loop. They had to get out. They packed in a frenzy, throwing their things into their bags. As Hiroshi locked the front door behind them, a final glance in the hall mirror sealed their fate. A figure stood behind them in the reflection. The intruder, smiling. They thought they were leaving. But you can't leave a house if it already knows your name. Police cars arrived later, their red and blue lights flashing against the quiet suburban home. An officer walked through the empty house, his radio crackling. No sign of the couple. Only 2 passports and a phone still recording. On the phone's screen, the last thing recorded was the Airbnb listing page. The photo of the host had changed. It was now a picture of Yuki. They never checked out, but someone keeps updating the listing.